Welcome back to A for Adventures.
Let's explore Wolfberg Arch in this video.
So Wolfberg Arch is one of the most beautiful hikes that you'll possibly do in South Africa.
It's located in the Cederberg area in the Western Cape, and it's about 2 hours from Cape Town if you want to gauge the distance, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It comes with the highest rewards of seeing this arch formation that is so full, and it's definitely very worth it.
It almost feels like the gates to heaven in a way. Like that's what I imagine it would be like. And if you watch the sunrise there, my God, that was like the most peaceful sunrise I have ever
Even the
watched.
sunset.
So let's get into what you need to know before you go.
Right. So we've already talked about where it's located, 2 hours from Cape Town. It's because it's distance, you need to go quite early to leave, or you can stay there overnight so you can access it. We started our hike a bit late at 11 o'clock. We don't suggest that. We always suggest starting early because the heat is lower and it makes it quite easy for you to hike through.
Yeah, once the sun goes up, then obviously it becomes much harder.
100%. The second thing is about how difficult the hike is. So if you're starting out with hiking, this is not the best option because it requires a bit of a level of fitness. And so if you want motivation to hike, this is the best motivation because the views are gorgeous and you want to do the hike.
However, that being said, I was super proud of myself for doing this hike because when we said initially, I didn't think I'd be able to finish it, and I was able to.
Because Salia doesn't give up. Salia just doesn't give up.
Fair. Also, we did practice with the backpacks along like Newlands, and we did Kloof Corner, which kind of gets you used to like carrying that weight and also hiking.
And that was really helpful, right? The third about the hike itself is how long it is. So there are two options here. There is one which is the day option. That takes about 7 to 9 hours depending on your fitness levels. That's going up and going down. And basically what you need is a backpack or some hiking poles that can help you. The second option is the one that we did.
Yeah, the overnight hike. And honestly, we would recommend this because being up there with the arch and the stars, like just there's nothing in the world that could honestly beat that. It was the most beautiful thing. We just lay on like the ground and stared up for like the longest time because it is so beautiful. And then again, the sunrise in the morning, having breakfast with that, beautiful. So beautiful. It's really a whole other experience. We definitely recommend the overnight
100%.
one.
So with the overnight hike, basically it will take you longer. So it will take you about 7 hours to hike up and 7 hours to hike down. That's because you get a backpack that will slow you down.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that backpack and what you need to take before hiking up.
Yeah, so we took our backpacks because we didn't want to make huge investments before the hike. So I got a 45 liter and you got a 55 liter. And essentially we rented it from this company called Scuttle. It was so easy. We just added everything to cart, picked it up.
We rented everything that was major from them.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was really easy as well. And what we did with our backpacks was we kind of distributed the things. So he took the tent.
So you need a tent?
Yes, you need a tent. Make sure that your tent can obviously fit the number of people who are going to be sharing it.
And there are different options. There's 1 person, 2 person. So we took a 4 person, which we wouldn't have taken.
Yeah, but we ended up borrowing it from someone. So, you know, it was fine. But if it's compact and it fits into like, you know, a small, like a...
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's fine because then you can slot it in. Also, we will show you how you should be packing that
100%.
because the weight distribution of your backpack makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So anyway, you took the tents, I took the sleeping bags.
Sleeping bag is quite useful.
And then make sure that it is temperature rated to at least 0, if not sub-0.
Because it does get quite cold at night and sub-zero will help you with those temperatures.
Yes.
We had to take extra layers that could help us with that.
Yeah.
The third thing then is to take a mattress, an air mattress inside it, which makes it much easier because you're sleeping on rocks, and so that puffiness really makes the sleep a bit easier. There's air pillows as well, which are quite useful.
As you can see, we really prioritized compactness because all of these things kind of fit into like a circular little thing, and the air mattresses and the air pillows were really useful because you could just blow them up with your mouth.
Exactly.
We didn't need to take an extra air pump or anything like that, and when we were packing up, we just had to press the air out of them.
And that's it. Then there is water. This is so essential. So we took 4 liters each. She took 4 liters, I took 4 liters, and that really helped us have sufficient hydration throughout the way.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to cook up there, like
noodles or things
noodles or something like that, then you need to take a bit more, like a bottle or something that can help you with that cooking.
Yes. Actually, the way that we took our water wasn't in bottles because we felt that that would add unnecessary weight.
Yeah.
So what we did is we have a camelback for hiking that we use, and we took that, and then we got these extra water bladders that were about 3 liters each. And so they kind of slot into the backpack, and then the straw comes out and you can just drink from the pipe, which makes it super easy because you don't need to keep removing your bag to drink water as well.
100%. So that's water, but then there is food.
Yes.
So food, you need to care for your breakfast the next day. There is lunch and dinner that day as well, and you might need lunch the next day as well. So, and then snacks, of course, snacks. So for lunch we took burgers.
Yeah, we took an ostrich burger,
high protein, very useful. For dinner we took some steak and mashed potatoes that we cooked as well. The next day we took overnight oats, which was so nice to eat. Saleh had an amazing tin that you put it in.
It was like the size of a coffee cup, and we have overnight oats all the time, so it was really nice to have like something that we eat but in like a completely new setting.
Yeah, and you can scoop in a protein inside it.
Yes, and also like it's not, these are foods that wouldn't necessarily get spoiled if they stayed outside of the fridge, because obviously that's not something you have on a hike. And they were also really easy to eat. Our friends chose to get noodles and sandwiches, which is also a very good option if you'd like that. If you do go the cooking route, also tea. Like we had tea. It was so nice, honestly. And
so you need to take a stove for that.
Yes,
yeah,
one of those little camping stoves that are also super compact. I think we also ended up getting like little foldable utensils,
yes,
which was very nice, because then we weren't like, you know, using disposable things, but we did utensils that we could use.
Yeah, and then the backpack, what you need to take is energy gels, hydration stuff, anything that will really give you instant energy. Biltong, for example, that's very, very good. It will help you snack as well during the day as you get tired and you take small breaks as you go along.
Also considering that we started super late, we ended up needing like more water and more gels and things because of how overhead the sun was.
Just like it is right now.
Yes. However, don't forget to also pack warm things. So when you reach there and you finally set up camp and you like are beginning to settle down for the night, you will need thermals. Those were super useful. A jacket for each person. I actually took gloves because my hands get super cold, and then thermal socks. And then we had an emergency blanket, which is nice because it, you know, like so small, but it keeps you warm.
100%.
Now here's what you need to know about the hike itself. The first thing is that you have two options that you can go with. One is the wider cracks and the narrow cracks is the other option. So when you start off, you will start off from the campsite, and essentially the initial part is the same regardless of what route you're taking. And then you reach a point where you need to make a choice about the narrow or the wider cracks. This initial part is steep. You're essentially climbing just rocks the whole way, but you gain a lot of, like, because it's steep, you're kind of doing like big distances.
You're gaining momentum quite fast.
Yes. And then the cracks are, they are so beautiful. Okay, this is one of the hugest attraction points about the Wolfberg Arch. If you are claustrophobic like me, I would recommend going for the wider cracks, which are also beautiful. I just want to say
they are really gorgeous.
They are. One of the friends that we did it with is a geologist, and so he really wanted to do the narrow cracks. However, we ended up choosing the wider cracks, and he was glad he did, because he felt like with the backpack weight, he would have struggled with the narrow cracks, because essentially what you do is you kind of form a human chain where so someone will go up and then you pass all of your bags through the person and then you start climbing yourselves. The wider cracks also...
Or you will have to leave your backpacks and then come back for them.
And then come around.
Option. But that's the option that you're really interested, you have a lot of fun. And if you're not claustrophobic, as Saleh said.
Yes, it is very beautiful.
Both
the rock
options
formations
are really good.
Are so nice.
Once you're done with the cracks, people say that it's quite flat, which it is for a while, but then it does go up again.
Yes.
So just measure yourself and know that you'll have to do some climbing. It's not done yet.
And also, I think throughout the hike, something that really helped us was just like leaning on each other, not just as a group, but literally everyone who was like at that point, at that, you know, any specific time.
100%.
Because there was this one space where there was like a huge rock and we had to do climbing. And this amazing group of people stopped and said, hey, we're going to help you.
They
carried us up and like they took our bags, and it was
camaraderie was so strong.
And then we ended up doing that for people later, you know, like, so just help people, ask people.
100%.
Don't be afraid of it.
And then there is something useful around like elevation. My friend has this GPS tracker which tracks his route. So when he was coming back, he just followed that same route which he found useful. So that's an added option, but not necessary really. You'll have lots of people along the way that are super helpful as well.
Yeah.
So the last part is about the admin part, about how to access this hike. And so there are two permits that you need to pay for. The first one is at Cape Nature.
Yes.
You email them, you tell them how many people you are, and they will invoice you, and you pay that beforehand.
We recommend doing this in advance because during busy season, it gets filled up quite quickly. We went during the Easter weekend, hey?
Yes.
And so we booked like quite early on, just because we wanted to make sure they limit the number of people, obviously for safety reasons, in terms of the conservation.
And how many people can stay up there as well. So you need a permit to stay up.
So you need to specify what permit you're asking for. Are you asking for a day one or an overnight one?
The second one is then you'll have to pay when you're there. Now, when you're getting in post the Cape Nature office, you'll drive a bit, and on the right-hand side, there is an office of a private entity. I forgot the name.
Sandrift.
Sandrift. And Sandrift basically sells separate permits
Permit,
on this.
yeah.
And we'll list down how much it costs. So after you pay them, they will give you a key. That key will allow you access to the gate, because there is a gated entrance to your car. So that keeps your car safe actually overnight.
And it also prevents anyone who doesn't have a permit from going inside as well.
100%. That's Wolfberg Arch, ladies and gentlemen. It's an amazing hike. We definitely recommend it. If you're a hiker that really enjoys hikes,
This is the one. It's beautiful. You will not regret it. Obviously, don't forget your photography stuff, whatever you need, a power bank, to take your tripod or anything that you
100%.
need. It is so beautiful. We want to do it again.
We will do it again.
We will. We shall. We are going to do it again. And we are so excited for you to do it. If you have any extra questions, please pop them down below and we will do our best to answer
And we'll
them.
link our blog that goes into more
Yes,
details.
it
And
does.
list everything down, because we know following us is easy, but still you need a list. So we'll help you with that.
If this made you want to explore more hiking routes,
Hit that subscribe button and let us know what other hiking routes that you want us to review.
see you in the next one.
Bye.